Hello! Today, we're digging into the new Choose Happy morning routine checklist. Have you printed yours out yet? It was sent out to Choose Happy members on August 26th. Check your spam email folder if you didn't see it, and I really hope it didn't go to your spam folder. For those of you who are not yet members, what are you waiting for? Sign up at the link in the show notes. You'll receive a free sample pack of affirmation cards from the Choose Happy affirmation card deck. It's a PDF download. This will sign you up for future resources that I send out to members. If you want the morning routine checklist, please send me an email with the subject line checklist and I'll get it out to you. My email will be in the show notes. All right, Dan, it's time to choose happy. Hey, girlfriend. Do you want to connect back to yourself and what you really want for your life? Are you finally done with the limiting stories and fear that stands in your way? Is the negative talk so loud that it sabotages you and lowers your self-confidence? Hi, I'm Marie. For the majority of my life, I lived in negativity that was often labeled as depression. My breakthrough happened when I learned the power of choosing happy. This podcast will give you tangible ways to finally ditch the negativity, improve your self-esteem, and take action for what you really want for your life. No more guilt, no more people-pleasing. Let's do this. We are choosing happy. Hello, how are you? So, what do you think of the morning routine checklist? Are you excited to use it? I printed mine and started it on September 1st. I'm loving checkmarking the different elements of the recommended morning routine. And the different elements include giving ourselves the gift of movement, the gift of connecting with ourselves through listening, and the gift of giving ourselves time to think. For today's training, we're focusing on the moving element of the checklist, and in particular, the benefits of morning walks. As you adopt this new checklist and the different elements in it, I remind you to give yourself grace. What I mean by that is updating our morning routine. It's about altering habits that we have in place. Some are good and some not so good. The Choose Happy Morning Routine Checklist is about giving you accountability and giving you a routine so that you follow through on the suggested activities. With each activity that we complete that day or that morning, we give ourselves a check mark as having completed it. There's power in check marks. It shows success. But don't let it make you feel negative because you didn't check mark a day. It's okay. We're not looking for 100% check marks because this is change. And change takes time to become new habits. Please don't be a perfectionist as you use this checklist. Being a perfectionist is not good for us, and it's definitely not choosing happy. See episode 19, It's Safe to Be Messy, 5 Signs You Might Be a Perfectionist. It was part of the Self-Love Habit series that I did in February if you want to learn a little bit more about being a perfectionist. The Choose Happy Morning Routine Checklist, it helps us start our mornings with a positive mindset. We are doing positive things for ourselves before we give to others. For this week, as you start using the checklist, I invite you to add the daily movement to your morning routine if you don't already do this. That's the exercise element, the little symbol that's of a person walking, moving on the checklist. The word move is right beside it. Why does movement in the morning so important? Incorporating movement into our mornings, it wakes up our body and our brain. It can help improve our mood and it can balance blood sugar and help in our weight management. For many of us, we don't have the time or we don't want to do a workout in the mornings, either at home or going to a gym. Even if you don't have 30 or 60 minutes for a workout, find whatever amount of time you do have to move your body. And for example, take a brisk walk, which is like the focus of today's training. Or you could dance to your favorite songs, practice some yoga, or even fit in some stretching. What matters is that we move. If you're not used to adding intentional movement in your early mornings, be mindful of any negative self-talk that may arise. Remember, you're creating a new habit. That means change to what you're already doing as part of your morning routine, something you've been doing maybe for years. Listen to the negative self-talk if you do have any. What is it saying? Why are you having this negative self-talk? Could it be maybe because you may have a negative association to exercising? Exercise is often framed as ways to make our bodies more acceptable because there's something wrong that we need to fix. This is not what the Choose Happy Morning routine is about. It's about empowering you to begin your day as your best self, to bring out the best in you. Exercise, for example, going for a morning walk, you're not fixing anything. You're moving your body because it needs it. Each one of us benefits from movement. As humans, we're meant to move, not sit at a desk for 8 hours a day. For today's training, I'm focusing on walking because that is what is most acceptable for many of us. But there are other forms of exercise you can do. Workouts, whether virtually or in person. By the way, did you know that exercising with others, like group exercise, can provide you with a sense of community and connection with others? So keep that in mind when you're thinking about how you can incorporate different forms of exercise into your life. I'm noticing that as I attend CrossFit classes, yes, I do CrossFit. I can't believe I'm saying this. I never imagined myself being able to do this. And just to be real here, I scale a lot of the workouts. Scaling means I don't do the recommended workout level. I bring it down to what I am able to do. But that's the great thing about CrossFit is that everybody can do it. You just scale it down to what you can do. And that ensures that you can do the workout of the day. I've been doing CrossFit since my son convinced me to give it a try last year. If you want to hear how I addressed the negative self-talk that I was having while doing CrossFit classes, and by the way, I still have some of that negative self-talk sometimes, check out episode 15, Do Something New This Year, My CrossFit Story and Positive Self-Talk. The link will be in the show notes. If negative self-talk is stopping you from doing exercise, check out that episode. I hear it resonated with many of our listeners. Okay, back to today's training. Adding walks to your morning routine. Yes, walking to the kitchen to get your morning beverage is moving, but it's not enough. It's a start. You need to get your heart pumping a little more than a walk to the kitchen. So, what are the benefits of walking? You hear everybody say, oh, go for a walk. Well, actually, it's a great way to improve or maintain our overall health. Just 30 minutes of walking, it can help us increase our cardiovascular fitness, strengthen our bones, reduce excess body fat, and boost muscle power and endurance. So, not only does it help with our physical body, but also for our emotional health. Even a short burst of 10 minutes of brisk walking can help increase our mental alertness, our energy, and give us a positive mood. When I'm feeling out of sorts, my husband knows now to send me off for a brisk walk. I have a dog and I'm the primary walker of the dog, so I go for a lot of walks. When I'm feeling low though, I do turn to walking because I find it gives me some energy, and maybe that might help you too. When we give ourselves the gift of movement in the mornings, and I call it a gift, we are setting ourselves up for having a good day. Moving our bodies, being in the sunshine or rain if it's raining, seeing other people is good for us. Saying hello to our neighbors, seeing dogs going for walks, that's all good things, and it gets us out of our head. Daily physical activity, whether it be workouts or a daily brisk walk, it can help increase our self-esteem and reduce stress and anxiety. Okay, so maybe I have you convinced that tomorrow morning and every day after you're going to go for a morning walk. So you're thinking, but I can't get up in the morning. All right. Okay. First thing, you do have to go to bed a little earlier if you can. That's because you do need your sleep. Sleep's very important. Here's a couple of tips if you want to follow through and become a morning walker. As I mentioned, you need to go to bed earlier. We cannot burn the candle at both ends. We do need to go to bed so we get enough sleep to get up the next morning. And you may find the first few days that you do this, that yeah, you're going to be tired, but you'll see that it will definitely help you through the day and maybe make you go to sleep a little earlier because you'll be more tired. Another tip to become a morning walker that I found is having the clothes and shoes ready to go that you plan to use the next morning. I normally look at the weather the night before and I just make sure that I have the right, if it's raining, I have a rain jacket. If not, then I wear shorts or pants but definitely don't go out in the rain if it's like a really bad storm. You need to act accordingly for that. Another tip I find that really helps me in my early morning walks is having a playlist, or I listen to a podcast, i.e. this one, or an audiobook. I have that ready to go. And actually, I've got this tip that if you're looking for I just can't get motivated to go for a walk, I get bored or something like that. What I found is I did this trick at the beginning, and I kind of still do sometimes, is I started listening to audiobooks. And I really love audiobooks because I'm doing other things and I'm also listening to books. I read a lot of self-development books. And what I was doing to myself is I played a little trick that I couldn't listen to the book unless I was walking. So how does that motivate me? Well, I want to listen to the next chapter, right? So I'd be like, okay, I got to go for a walk. So it's a little trick that I played for myself, and it really does work to get you motivated to walk. Sometimes I'll want to listen to another chapter of the book, and so I'll challenge myself and I'll say, well, I got to go around the block one more time then. But it's a little game that I play with myself. So sometimes we have to play little games with ourselves to get ourselves motivated to do things. Bonus tip. Research that I was doing suggests that between 7 a.m. and 10 a.m. are the most ideal hours for a brisk walk. So that's a little bonus tip for you. Early morning walks will help us start the day with more energy and more optimism. It gets us out of the house, and it really helps those of us who are working virtually, or maybe we don't see others for other reasons. It gets us outside the house and seeing other people, seeing nature. After a few days of your morning walks, you may find you sleep better and have increased energy to live your day. And remember to check mark that day for movement on your Choose Happy Morning checklist once you've completed your morning walk and or a different form of exercise that you're choosing to do in the morning. It's powerful to start our mornings having accomplished this. And if you're not able to walk, pick another movement that you can do. What matters is that you move your body, exercise whatever way you can. The bottom line is, however you can, however feels good to you, move. Even if you're moving with your arms in the air and waving. I'm actually waving right now if you could see me. Exercising matters. It's an act of self-love to take care of our bodies. It's not optional. And it can be as simple as going for a walk. Remember, it helps us think clearly. You'll be pleasantly surprised that when you come home from your walk, you may have gotten new ideas or a solution to something that's been worrying you. If you're hearing negative self-talk about exercising, for example, you think exercise isn't for you, you just probably haven't found the right exercise that resonates with who you are. If morning walks isn't for you, then try another form of exercise. What matters is that you move every morning, especially if you sit at a desk for a job for the rest of the day. So now that we've reviewed the first element in the Choose Happy Morning routine, it's time to make it happen. Set your alarm a little earlier tomorrow if possible and try to go for a 15-minute brisk walk. So that's not just a leisurely walk, that is walking with purpose. Get your heart rate going a little bit. Maybe listen to an audiobook or a favorite playlist or just listen to nature. Maybe you'll see your neighbors, Say a friendly hello. All right, next week's episode will address the listen element in the Choose Happy Morning checklist. Reminder, if you would like the checklist, send me an email. My email address will be in the show's notes. I am very grateful to be on this journey with you. Wishing you a wonderful week, starting the month of September, choosing happy. Cheers! I hope today's episode empowered you to choose happy as you live your upcoming week. If it did, consider forwarding it to a friend that may benefit from it as well. If you have 30 seconds, please leave a review for the show on your favorite podcast app. It warms my heart to hear the positive impact the show is making in your life. It takes vulnerability and courage for me to show up here every week. I do this because I feel called to share what I learned with others. Your feedback is greatly appreciated. You can purchase your very own Choose Happy affirmation card deck at www.choosehappywithmarie.com. Take good care and see you next week.